Hi, what's up? My name is Ali and Tizzy and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing okay. I'm back with my pencil as a microphone because I don't have. That's a lie. Why do I start my videos with lying? I have microphones, but yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna turn it on, but yeah. Hi, my name is Ali and Tizzy and welcome to my channel. Um, I hope that it's not gonna become a habit of mine of coming on here with this black hoodie and stuff, like looking a little bit cray because it's Saturday morning and I just woke up. But I told myself like my creativity is not gonna wait. I was feeling inspired to take my phone and start recording now, so that's what I'm doing. And I don't wanna like sit back and be like, oh my god, like I need to do my makeup for first, or oh my god, like I need to put a cute on outfit, which by the way, I work in a club on Saturday, so I'm a corporate girly during the week, okay, and in the weekend I work in a club, and I feel like it's very important for me to have this job in a club because it allows me to express my creativity, and I will insert some clips of like not clips, but I will insert some pictures and yeah, maybe clips of my looks that I've been serving because like if you've been following me for like the past two videos that I posted, you would know that like I didn't put too much effort when I came here on YouTube, but I can serve a look, okay? I'm that girly. But anyways, it's really important for me to show up as I am because in this new chapter of my life, I really want to be as authentic as possible, and I'm not always looking like a 10. I mean, I beg to differ because if you ask me, I'm a 10 right now. But yeah, I'm not always like dressed up and makeup and all of that. So yeah, I'm showing up as I am because as an artist, I think that the most important thing is authenticity. So yeah, oh no, I forgot what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's been talking for 2 minutes and I forgot what I wanted to talk about. Um, I wanted to talk about consistency actually. I wanted to come here and talk about consistency because I'm the type of girly. I love to learn stuff. I love to study stuff, like it's like I'm gonna have a new hobby. I need to know everything about the hobby. If I have a new interest, I need to know everything about the new interest. Like I'm that kind of person. I need to study my craft. It's very important for me. But my biggest problem, and maybe you can relate, I get stuck in that phase. It's like I'm gonna study so much and it's gonna be so much fun that then I'm like, oh yeah, like I know everything now, so like I'm done. And then I kind of like to take a step backward and I never like put in the action. So for a long time I would just binge watch videos about gym and like nutrition and da da da, and like I mean it's hard to hide it, but I'm a little bit of a chunky girly, okay? So it's like I learned so much about nutrition and sport and health and all of that, but it's like, when is it time to apply? Which, by the way, that's another thing. In this new chapter of my life, it's all about putting things into action. So I'm on my fitness journey at the moment, and by the way, like I'm not gonna show you, but like I've been growing my dump truck. Like now I used to be a flatty and now it's like it's looking nice down there, but I also want to lose a little bit of, not weight, because it's like it's not about the weight, but I want to lose fat. I want to look thinner and I want to have a snatch waist. But anyways, so I need to be putting the effort. And I realized that by constantly seeking knowledge, I was constantly putting forward the action of doing the thing in my creative journey. How can I write a song? How can I da da da? And it's almost like it's not almost, it's a form of self-sabotage because I'm always like, oh, but maybe if I read yet another book, then it's gonna give me a secret on how maybe I can like bypass this thing, and maybe it's gonna bring me to my success sooner. But okay, maybe that's true. Maybe I'm gonna find this mind-blowing information. Maybe I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna have the secret of success like handed to me, but it doesn't change the fact that I still need to show up. it doesn't change the fact that tomorrow, when I'm gonna be successful, when I'm gonna be that superstar I want to become, I'm still gonna have to show up. I can't be like, oh, like, yeah, but now I'm a superstar, so like I guess it's done, so like I'm not gonna show up, like that's not what I want. And I'm sure that's not what my fans want from me, okay? So yeah, I think it's really important as an artist to start doing the things that you said you would do. And I met this guy, he's a DJ, and he put a deadline. He was like, oh, let's work together, here's my deadline. And I was like, wow, like you put deadline for your work? And he was like, yes, I put deadline for my work because I have to, otherwise I never do anything. And I was like, wow, I need to start putting more deadlines in my work. I need to show up consistently. And by the way, my idea of consistency might differ from most people, because some people will be like, oh, like if you're consistency, then you need to show up every day at 5 a.m, otherwise you're a failure. That's not how I see consistency. Consistency to me is showing up regularly. So I've been consistent in my music journey, but I've not been as consistent as I wish I was, meaning that like I've been posting and I've been doing stuff, but I wasn't like clocking in every day. I was clocking like here and there, but I still want to give myself praise and I still want to give myself some credit because I still showed up, So that's building the consistency. Like consistency can be like, I'm still like, if you do something once a month for like 10 years, you're still being consistent, right? If you're doing something like what I'm not gonna do another example, I think you get the idea. Consistency doesn't mean like I need to clock in every day at 5 a.m, but also you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be like, okay, but maybe if I show up every day at 5 a.m for 10 years, I'm gonna have better result than if I clock in once a month for 10 years, and that's where honesty is really important. And I've been reading so many self-help book about how can I become successful, how can I stop procrastinating, which interesting concept to read a book about stopping procrastination. And there is no bypassing the action. If you want to stop procrastinating, do it. Simple as that. And I know it sounds crazy because like I've been stuck in this cycle. It's like, yeah, but like I don't understand, like I want to do it but I can't do it. And it's like, why can't you do it? And that's the whole point. And then because I'm an overthinker, I'd be like, okay, well, I can't do it, so I need to find why I can't do it. And then maybe if I read yet another book, then maybe I will know why I can't do it. And if I know why I can't do it, then maybe I will be able to start doing it. Do you see the mind-boggling cycle like people can get stuck in? And when I say people, I mean me. Like I was stuck in this cycle, and I started reading The Artist Way. And by the way, I'm a mantra girly. Like I've been listening to my mantras on YouTube, like how to remove blockages, how to remove negativity in your life. Like I'm the type of girly, like I'm gonna be listening to a binaural beats, is that how you call them? Like like those like 10 hours like well frequency or whatever. Like I'm gonna listen to frequency while I'm listening to music, while I'm at work, while I'm because I don't know if they work, but I like to believe that they do. And if it can bring any positive aspect to my life, then I'm gonna do it. Like I'm always listening to my music anyways. It doesn't cost anything for me to like put like behind my music like another extra. Also maybe that's just me with ADHD, but like I'm listening to like 10 things at the same time, which honestly, no jokes, like sometimes I'd be like putting like remove fucking negativity, remove I don't know, like your thoughts about your ex, and remove, like I'd be listening to 10,000 things at the same time, which anyway, it's not that I don't recommend. If you like it, you do it, and if you don't, then don't. Anyways, simple as that. But I be listening to my mantras about like I don't know, like you can find them on YouTube. Like you find those mantras like how do I remove blockages in my life, and that's what I've been listening to while I was listening to my audiobooks, because I'm a girly. I love reading. I like taking the time to sit down and read, but also I have ADHD and I like to multitask. So I've realized that the most convenient way for me to learn some new stuff was to listen to podcasts or to listen to audiobooks. Okay, so not sponsored by Audible yet, but yeah, I hope that in the near future I will be. Okay, manifesting. But yeah, so I listen to my mantras in audiobooks. And I feel like it's been helping me because it's like micro dosing the courage to get things done. And when I started reading like The Artist Way, I mean listening, reading, yeah, when I started listening to the audiobook of The Artist Way, I realized that okay, like there's no bypassing the effort. You know, like maybe you can find a shortcut, maybe blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, you still gotta clock in and you still gotta put in the work. And my problem is that I be putting the work, but I don't be showing the work. That's the thing. And maybe you're like me. Maybe you're an artist and you do so much art, but you never show it because you're scared. And one thing I've learned about fears is that the only way to deal with them is to face them. I know it's cliche. Like, you don't run away from your demons, you hug them. That's how they go away. In The Artist Way, she was saying that, like, if you laugh at the devil, then the devil will go away. And that's kind of like the energy. Like, if you laugh at something, then it just disappears because it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't that crazy. I was reading another book, and that one I was reading, okay? Why am I justifying myself like it really matters like that? But I was reading a book called Get Out of Your Mind Into Your Life. I never finished that book, but it was very interesting, and maybe this is my sign to finish that book. And in the book, they were saying that the more you run away from something, the more you're attracted. The more you try to forget about something, the more you think about it. It's like trying to forget, like, don't think about a yellow car. Don't think about a yellow car. I said it. Do not think about a yellow car. It's really hard because I mentioned the yellow car like 10,000 times within 5 seconds, you know? Which is impossible to do. But anyways, we're not here to be factually correct. I mean, we are. Oh my god. It's so funny because, like, I'm not always hyper, but like I've been feeling hyper those past few days because I'm feeling energized and I'm feeling excited. And one thing about me is that I've had like some health issues, right? So like having a lot of energy, I mean, naturally I'm full of energy, but because of life and illness and blah blah blah, like I struggle to have like consistent levels of energies. But what I realized is by the more I do stuff that I really like and that really like fires me up, the more energy I have. And you know, it's really hard because like I have a 9 to 5, I have a job on the weekend, like I have a social life with which, by the way, I'm proud to say I have, because like for a really long time I had like 0 friends because I moved to a new country, I didn't know anyone, I was working the whole time, and it was really hard for me to have a social life. But now I do have friends, and I have great friends at that. Which, by the way, I'm just gonna make a little tangent, a little parenthesis. In order for me to have really healthy friends and to have the strong support that I have today, I had to lose so many people. I had to like get rid of so many toxic friendship, and it was painful because like even if those friendship were toxic, I didn't realize it at the time, because for me it was just like, oh my god, like my whole life has just been toxicity, so like those connections are healthy, but not, they were not healthy. So I had to shed a lot. I mean, I'm a spiritual girly, and like, you know, they talk about like the dark night of the soul, and I've been through that. You know, it's like, it's, you lose everything. The tower, if you're a tarot girly, because I'm also a tarot girly, like it's like the tarot card, like everything sheds, everything disappears, and it can be a very painful process. In my life, it was a very painful process. But then as soon as the negative and like all the toxicity left my life, I was able to make space for like more positive. I was able to, and by the way, like I'm not the type of girl that's like always be positive and like fuck being negative. No, I'm all about embrace who you are, embrace the duality, embrace the good, embrace the bad. But also, if there's too much bullshit in your life, like you got to do something about it. But anyways, when people say when you lose some stuff, it's making space for new stuff, like it's really hard to doubt it, because I used to be a girl that was like, I don't believe in astrology. If you were to talk to me about astrology, I would have laughed in your face. I would look at people who like burn sage and incense. I was like, ew, like what the fuck is wrong with those people? Like I was so judgmental, I was miserable, and I was very much in I was a science-based girly, which I still am, by the way. Like I really like reading, I mean, I don't read studies. That's, oh my God, why am I so honest? Like, we don't know each other like that. You don't have to know my business. Maybe I can come on the internet and tell you that I read 1,000 things and I don't, but I don't know. I don't even know how to lie. Anyways, I love watching people on YouTube who make videos about study based. So like they'll be like, oh, like I read 5 studies and they all said that, and I'm telling you that so you don't have to read. I like to optimize my time. That's what I do. Okay. So I'm still a science-based girly, but I also allowed to have more room for spirituality, to have more room for the hoo-hoo stuff, because I feel like the hoo-hoo stuff is what brings magic in your life. And when I didn't believe in the woo-hoo stuff, I didn't have that much magic in my life. So anyways, I'm not trying to convince you, like everybody's allowed to have their own beliefs, whatnot. But being spiritual really helped me heal, really helped me ground myself, really helped me connect with people on a whole new different level. So I'm really grateful that I'm a spiritual girly, actually. Damn, I forgot what I was talking about again. But yeah, consistency. Maybe maybe that's why I was trying to go back on the topic of consistency. Oh yeah, the artist way. Like if wait. I just gotta rewind a little bit. The artist way. If you laugh in the devil's face, it will just go away. The more you chase, the more you run away from something, the more you're attracted. Yeah, like that's the concept that like people have been talking in the spiritual world for ages. But in the book, like How to Get Out of Your Mind into Your Life, they really talk about it. Like, don't think about the yellow card. That's a perfect example. Anyways, all of that to say, there are some steps in your career, in your creative journey, that you're not going to be able to put away. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you're going to have to work towards becoming the successful entrepreneur. And I understand that it can be scary, because we're all scared. I'm scared to put myself on the internet. And I was thinking about it the other day. Like, to me, it's not normal to want to be seen by the masses. It's not normal, because when you're at school, like, people are usually scared of talking in front of everyone. So why do I want to talk in front of everyone and on top of that be like, hey guys, look at me, like I'm doing my thing? Like, it's not normal, but at the same time, I need to allow myself to have those desire, because that's something I want. I want to be singing in front of like 50,000 people and be like, oh my God, like this is my song and I hope you like it, but you're still gonna have to put yourself out there. And that's something I've been avoiding for a long time, because like the bullying, I'm never beating the weird kid allegations. It was and even when I posted myself on the internet, at times I had like mean comments that really triggered me, and I was like, damn, like how am I gonna do that? Because I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I dropped out from uni because I was studying law with politics. I dropped out from uni. I was like, you know what? I'm going to become a full-time singer. I'm going to put everything in my music, and I'm going to become the pop star I want to be. That was 2 years ago. So I started posting 8 to 6 videos a day on TikTok, and I did that for 6 months. I got myself a creative burnout. I didn't grow that much. I was kind of lost because I wasn't authentic, and the whole process wasn't fun. I wasn't growing as much as I wanted, and to be honest, I was so focused on the numbers. I was like, oh my God, like this video didn't perform well. Oh my God, like this video is so bad. Oh my God, like, and it was just making me miserable. And on top of that, at times I received some mean comments like, you don't know how to sing, like stop singing, or like comments about my looks. And I was like, damn, like, and it really hurt me, because I was like, I was a spiritual girl at the time, and I was like, God, like, why would you put those people in my way? Like, I'm weak. I'm a sensitive girly. Why would you put people in my way that are gonna be mean to me? And it really affected me, and I was like, you know what? I need to take a break from social media. For like 2 years, I didn't post on TikTok, and I was like, I need to work on myself, because I also had like very, very, very bad body dysmorphia at the time. I was like, I need to work on myself. I need to work on my body dysmorphia. I need to work on my confidence. And then when I have built all of that, I want to come back, because I just want to become a better version of myself. And that's what I did. I worked on my body dysmorphia, which by the way I no longer have, so it's possible. And fun fact, I used to look at people who were confident in themselves as fakers. I was like, those people, especially if you were like a chunky girly and you said you love yourself, I was like, nah, you're full of shit. You can't be fat and love yourself. Like, what the heck? And then I became that girly. It's all about self-love. And there are some concepts in the healing world that I fucking hate. It's like, you're sad, go outside. You want to be healthier, exercise. You want to have more mental clarity, eat better food. You want to and you want to be confident, just love yourself. Oh my god, those words, they're so triggering to me, because honestly, when I was struggling and when people would be like, the the success and the self-confidence, you all just gotta be fucking compassionate to yourself. I was like, shut the fuck up, you bitch. Sorry, I don't mean to be this rude. Actually, I mean to be I mean to be this rude. It would just like infuriate me, because it sounded like a lie. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can change my life with the power of love? So gross. What do you mean? Bullshit. It pissed me off, And then I fell into the rabbit hole, and I started like reading the self-help book. I started like listening to the podcast. I started doing the work, the journaling, the talking nicer to myself, and eventually down the line, it's starting paying off. I no longer hated myself. I no longer wanted to myself. I don't know how the YouTube censor works, because I'm still new to that. But like, I no longer wanted to off myself. And I started having more confidence in myself. And I remember, because when I'm telling you I used to have really, really, really bad dysmorphia, is the type of body dysmorphia where I would sit down on my bed before a party and I would cry. And because my biggest fear was like, if I go to the party, people are gonna point me by the finger and gonna be like, ew, she's an ugly bitch, and everybody's gonna start laughing. That was like my biggest fear. And so like, because I also like struggled with social anxiety a lot, like I was like, if I go to this party, people are gonna see me like this creature monster kind of person, and they're gonna be disgusted by my presence. They're gonna fucking have torches, and they're gonna fucking treat me like Frankenstein. That was like my fears, which, saying it out loud now, like, it sounds crazy, and it is crazy, but those were my fears. So like, I would literally cry on my bed, like, oh my god, I don't want to go outside because people are gonna see me, and people are gonna say that I'm so hideous, people are gonna say that I'm so ugly, and I don't want people to see that I'm ugly, because if people see that I'm ugly, then they're gonna know that I'm unlovable, and if they know that I'm unlovable, then they will know that I'm a fucking disgrace and I shouldn't even be breathing, so therefore I should myself. That was the gymnastic that was going on that here, right? And then anyways, I did the work, the journaling, the mirror affirmation, I gotta stop being so mean to myself, okay, maybe I can start by like lying to myself, like, you're beautiful in front of the mirror. Like, I started doing that, like the fake it till you make it. And I remember one day I was washing my face, and I know the way I'm gonna say it is gonna sound so hoo-hoo, but like, I was washing myself, and then I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, whoa, is that me? And I almost wanted to cry. I was like, what? Like, this has been me the whole time. And I feel like, oh my god, like, I'm getting emotional talking about it, because it felt like it was the first time that I really saw myself. Like, I don't even know how old I was, but it was like maybe like 2-3 years ago. It felt like it was the first time that I was seeing myself without the distortion, because I had like such bad body dysmorphia that like my brain was kind of like distorting like the way I looked, and like sometimes I would wake up and I would feel like my forehead was still here. Like, I felt like, oh my god, like, and it was so, yes, I was very mentally ill. I was very mentally ill, if you ask me, but and I had a therapy, so don't worry about it. I'm better now. But like, oh my god, just talking about it, like, I would wake up in the morning and feel like this. I know it's impossible that my forehead grew by like 10 inches. Like, why did I say inches? I use centimeters. Like, I know it's impossible that like my forehead is bigger by 10 centimeters than the day before. I know it's impossible that like my nose is larger by 20 centimeters than the day before. But that's how I would feel like. And so I would have days where I'd be like, okay, I'm not too hideous today. And I would have days where I'd be like, oh my God, please hide your face. But anyway, one day, damn, I wanted to talk about consistency this whole time. But anyway, I guess, anyways. So yeah, and that day I washed my face and it felt like I was washing away like all the mind noises and all of that, and it felt like I was seeing myself for the first time, and I was like, wow, I am actually beautiful. And I believed it, because it's one thing to say, to tell yourself like I feel beautiful, like I'm beautiful, and you're like, ugh, I'm lying. But it was the first time that I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I look beautiful, and I felt beautiful. And then the same thing started happening to my body, because like I have an apron body, like I'm built like a fucking fridge, like I'm square, like I don't have the normal body type that society is pushing forward. I have like a disgraceful body if you ask society. But then the more I started getting to know myself, the more I was like, like there's so much more about me than my appearance. There's so much more about me than like the way I look, the way I talk, and like, and I started getting to know myself, and I started falling in love with myself, and I was like, wow, like I think I'm a good person. I think I'm beautiful, and I think my body is beautiful as well. And it was a process, it didn't happen overnight. But that really helped me, because I was like, okay, my mindset is shifting, so maybe it means that I can start like being consistent on social media, which wasn't true, because I was like, okay, I started posting, and then I was frustrated, and I was like, oh my God, because my content is not it's not performing the way I want to. And it's really hard as a creative to not base your worth on your likes and your comments and and it's really easy to compare yourself to like, this person posted one TikTok and they became famous overnight, like this person blah. But what I've learned, especially in this year of 2024, and I know it's fucking cliche, and I know maybe it's gonna trigger you, because it triggered me when I first heard it, but you gotta trust the process. And it's like, yeah, why would you say that? It's annoying, but the easiest things, they work. They work. Like all the things I mentioned earlier, be kinder to yourself, go touch some grass, like it fucking works. And that's the worst part. And sometimes it's why am I switching to French? The problem is that it sounds so easy that when you hear it, it's like, yeah, it's impossible. There's no way I'm gonna touch some grass and I'm gonna feel better. But trust, I mean, it depends, because there was time when I touched some grass and I still wanted to myself, But the thing is, like, if you keep doing it, you're like, wow, like actually, when I step out of my house, like there are beautiful things waiting for me out there. Like, it's not just like the mental noise. And again, it's really hard to like step out of your house when you're like not in the good mental space. But yeah, you gotta start. You gotta start somewhere, and you gotta trust the process. What I realized was that when I started like being consistent on TikTok, and because I was consistent for 6 months, which 6 months is not enough, but I burned myself out. I realized that if at that time I had blown up, what kind of career would I have? Yeah, I'm sure you understood that one. I'm not gonna try again. But like, what kind of career would have I? Yeah, I tried again. Because I was miserable. I didn't know what I was doing. I was chasing likes for the algorithm. I didn't know who I was, and I was like very fragile in the sense that like I would let people's opinion of me really like affect me. So what kind of career would I have And I don't know. And also the thing is, because it didn't work, it really forced me to be like, okay, so this doesn't work. And I put so much trust into like, because it was like around like 2020, 2021, it was still COVID. Everybody was blowing up. And I was like, yes, I'm going to do it too. And then it didn't happen for me. I was like, fuck. fuck. But to me, I realized that music was so important that I still want to carry on. I still want to do it. So like, what do I do? So then I was like, okay, I guess I need to write better songs. I guess I need to learn about music marketing. I guess I need to learn about all of those things. So that's when I started putting in the work. I was like, okay, I need to write better songs. I need to learn about music marketing, da 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 da. And that's when I started getting the knowledge. And now I feel like if I was to blow up today, I feel like I would be ready. Because it's like I know so much more than I knew back then, and I feel like I'm more ready. And maybe me saying this today, maybe the universe is like, yes, and you're not blowing off right now because we're still preparing you for the day when it's gonna happen. You know how people say that like it takes 10 years to be an overnight success? I think it's true. It's true. Like you gotta put in the work, and you know, you have to be consistent with it. And sometimes it might feels like very much heart wrenching, heartbreaking, but the thing is, it's preparing you. You know, if you're an artist and you don't get the success overnight, it's forcing you to learn to get better, and I think it's a beautiful thing. So you know, I'm starting to really love the process, and I'm starting to be like, okay, you know what, it's not happening to me right now, but it doesn't mean that it's never gonna happen. And it means that maybe there's still more I can learn. Maybe I can still practice my craft in silence. So for 2 years, when I didn't post on Instagram, I was like writing songs. I was like, you know, I travel, and I started like doing a bunch of stuff. And then I was still very much frustrated in my music career because I wasn't posting. And I had friends, they were like, oh, you need to post. I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. And then when I started feeling ready, I was like, I'm still not ready yet because something, there is always something. And that's the thing. I read another book that's called The Courage to be Disliked. It's about Adlerian psychology. And in this book, they talk about how sometimes you're gonna unconsciously create some problem to use them as excuses to avoid what you need to do. So it's not that you're not ready to do the things that you want to do. It's that you're creating resistance, and you're creating barriers so that you don't do it. Example, it's not that you need to lose weight before you can start going on social media. Is that you put on weight so that you don't go on social media. Is that you use food as an excuse to gain weight, because when you gain some weight, you can be like, oh, I'm too fat to be on. Which again, those now that I say it, it's like outraging that I used to think like that. It's outrageous that part of my brain was like, I'm too fat to be on YouTube because people are gonna hate me and they want to burn me to the fucking stake. Ugh, crazy, right? But yeah, like, maybe your brain create those problems so that you don't actually do the thing. And if you want to stop this cycle, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight, because trust me, the brain is so great and so creative when it comes to creating more barriers. Because in my mind it was like, okay, like, I'm too ugly, I feel beautiful now, maybe I'm still too fat, okay, now I've lost a little bit of weight, like, oh no, but I don't have nice clothes, and I got nice clothes now, but I don't have the right equipment. There's always going to be something. So that's when you need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to be like, okay, there's always something I need to start. Like I said, again, it's really hard because, you know, your brain doesn't want to do it, and it's really hard to force yourself. But I feel like another step in self-love is also be like, you know what, I'm deserving of the life that I want, and I need to put the work. And in the power of the courage to be disliked, like the title says it, like, you need to be okay with people not liking you. You need to be okay with people hating you, matter of fact, because on the internet, let's not lie, people are ruthless. Like, people will have, like, you like blue, your mother should, you know, it's like people can be like crazy. But the way I rationalize it is, people are just gonna be people, and you have to accept that people are gonna be people. You need to detach from like what people are saying, and you need to take a step back and be like, okay, actually, it's not about me. Because trust me, I used to be like, oh my god, like, I don't want to post on social media because people are being mean to me on social media. And then I fucking worked in retail and people were mean to me. And then it's like, then what? I need to work because I still need to pay my bills. And the thing is, like, it's not me the problem, it's clearly those people. And it's like, by the way, about the retailing thing, it's crazy. You work in retail and you see people coming to you and being so mean to you for no reason, and you're like, what did I fucking do? What did I fucking do? It's fucking early in the morning and you're being insulting to me and you're like treating me like fucking garbage. Like, but yeah, that's just part of life, and it hurts. It hurts. Nobody likes being treated like garbage, but people are gonna be people, and you have to accept that it's nothing personal. I remember, like, cause now that I'm a hoo girl, yeah, I'm more in tune to my like my higher self, my like during my meditative state. By the way, I did all the tests, like I to check all the mental illness. I was like, okay, what do I have? And I just have ADHD and PTSD and also CPTSD. Okay. Do I have something else? And also I have like in French it's like HPI, which is like basically I have brain. Basically, like I have like a higher IQ than like the average, not by a lot, by the way, because I did do an IQ test, but then the IQ test might not be a good representation because I did it when I wasn't in a good place, and that affect the results as well, but doesn't matter. But I might be autistic as well, by the way, but I did a test to be autistic, and they tested that I wasn't autistic. But then some people are like, damn, girl, you might be on the spectrum. And I'm like, fuck, like, am I? So yeah, I wonder, like, maybe like 10 times every day if like I'm not autistic. But maybe I'm just weird, or maybe it's just the ADHD. I don't know, but like, voila, like, we don't need to get into the details. And I forgot what I wanted to say again. Great. So, how are you doing today, by the way? The thing is, like, I could cut the video and watch back, but I don't want to do that because I kind of want to do like I want the video to be one stream of consciousness, Oh yeah, I remember. So me being more into the hoo stuff, I'm more in tune to with like my higher self, like my inner self, and like during my meditative moments. And by the way, the reason why I started like going on a tangent of on like mental health and stuff is because like if you're not into the spiritual community, it might sound like I'm crazy, which, by the way, I've been crazy. I had a psychosis. I ended up in a psychiatrist hospital, and for the longest time that was like the biggest shame in my life. I was like, oh my god, like the world must not know that I've been crazy, that I went to a psychiatrist hospital, because everybody's gonna think I'm crazy and da 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 da. And now I'm like, I've accepted that it happened. I'm at peace with the fact that it happened, and I'm at peace with the fact that I might actually be in fact crazy. But I did the test, and why was I gonna say sadly? Like, it's a good thing. Like, it's a good thing. Like, I don't have like anything else. So, like, I'm not schizophrenic. I don't hear voices. I'm not, I'm fine. I'm just fucking weird. And also I'm spiritual. And again, the spiritual psychosis line is very slim sometimes, but it's all checked in, under control, and we're fine in that department. And why am I justifying myself anyway? But I was meditating, and I came to the realization that sometimes we might take things personal in our life that should not be personal. And I feel like sometimes as a spiritual person, it might become even worse, because it's like, I behave good, therefore good things should happen to me. So if something bad happens, then it means that maybe I'm bad. Maybe the universe is punishing me. And the metaphor that I came up with was, imagine a rock. Imagine, maybe I should like insert like some meditative like music or whatnot. Anyways, imagine a rock on the beach. When the tide is low, the rock is fine. The rock is upper. It's not upper. It's out of the water. When the tide is high, the rock is submerged. And imagine the rock. The rock is not gonna sit there and be like, I don't understand, like I'm just a rock on the beach, but then the universe is against me, and every day like everything is fine, and then I get submerged, and then there's times where like when there are storms, and then I get hit by the waves, and I feel like, why is the universe against me? And it's like, the universe is not against the rock. The rock is just there. The universe is just doing its thing. The universe is just doing its magic. Like the tide is just moving up and down, and that's just part of life. You can't tell the tide and be like, you're a bad tide. You're a bad tide. You've been mean to the rock. That's not how it works. The tide is the tide, the rock is the rock, and the moon is doing its thing, and when there's a storm, it happens, and shit's gonna happen, and sometimes you're gonna hit you're gonna hit the fan. Sometimes it's just gonna happen. The storm's gonna happen, and it doesn't mean that the rock is being bad. It's just part of life. And just like this rock, you are the rock, by the way. I am the rock, not like the bald guy. But like, you are the rock. Sometimes you're gonna get hit by waves. Sometimes everything's gonna be dry. Sometimes it's gonna be sunny. Sometimes it's gonna be windy. But it doesn't mean that you did anything bad. When you go and you work at Zara and then somebody comes and they're being mean to you, it doesn't mean that you deserve that. No, it's just that this person, just like the type, was, came, and maybe it was a storm, and the storm came and pew, 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 few slap in your face. Few slap on the rock, like the waves were crashing on the rock, and then the tide left. It doesn't mean that it was your fault. You was just here at that moment. It doesn't mean that you were at the wrong time, at the wrong place. Anyways, closing this parenthesis, don't take things so serious. Don't take things so personally, because it's not about you. And again, we hear it so many times, like the way people treat you is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Yeah, it's hard to believe sometimes. But what really helped me put into perspective is this metaphor of the rock. Like, I am the rock on the beach, and people can be the tide, And in the book, the Artist's Way, or was it The Art of War? Because I listened to those audiobooks like one after the other. I kind of get the content a little bit mixed up, but they were basically saying that you need to detach from people's opinion. You need to accept that maybe those people came across your content for a reason. Maybe your content triggered them for a reason. Maybe they're gonna trigger you for a reason, but it doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't post. And as a content creator, as an artist, it's so easy to go, like, I had a therapist who used to say that your brain is a meaning making machine. So your brain is going to take one information, another information, and wait, it means this. Like, the sky is blue, it means it's going to be a good day. No, you could have a terrible day because the sky is blue, but people take two things and they put them together and they make connection. Like, the sky is gray, it's going to be a bad day. No, so many things going to happen. You're going to post a video, this video didn't perform well, therefore I'm a bad artist. No, it's not true. It's not how it works. That's not how it works. There's so many parameters to it. There's the algorithm, and there's maybe your content is great, but maybe it was pushed in front of the wrong person. Maybe your content was pushed to the wrong person by the universe, so that you can push yourself harder, so that the next video you're like, okay, actually, like, I need to be more creative, and I need to blah blah blah. And maybe like every setbacks is actually a setup for a better comeback. But by the way, this is not from me, this is a guy from TikTok, and I wish I had like the source, because I don't like not giving credits to people. But every setback is a setup for a better comeback. And that was true for me. When my TikTok didn't work back then, I put in the work. I was like, I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna be more confident, I'm gonna work on my craft, I'm gonna do all of those things. And then now that I'm coming back on TikTok, I'm actually enjoying. And now that I'm starting to post on YouTube, I'm actually enjoying. And I'm realizing that, like, it was always inside of me, but there was so much noise, and I needed to take a step back. And I think that as a creative, and that's why this video is about consistency. Consistency can look different to people. And when I blow up, people might think, oh, like, she kind of blew up overnight. But babes, like, there's been work that I've been putting since 2018, but I didn't show the progress. I didn't show it because I was like shy, or maybe I was like, there's so much thing that we might not see. But your setbacks are a setup for a better comeback. Yeah. I was talking for a long time, and maybe I should stop it here today. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it here today. I hope you like this chit chat with me. And if there's anything you need to remember, your setbacks are set up for a better comeback. Don't take things so personal. Sometimes life's gonna happen and it doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean anything about you. Work on yourself. Learn to love yourself. Be kind to yourself. And if it sounds cliche, it means it works. If it sounds cliche, it means it works. And you deserve nice thing. You deserve to be nice to yourself, you know. But yeah, that is it for me today. If you've watched it this far, thank you very much. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. Love you. Mwah.